This is a red flag warning for the following counties in Oklahoma: Beaver, Cimarron in Texas, and the following counties in Texas: Armstrong, Carson, Killingsworth, Dallam, Deaf-Smith, Donley, Gray, Hansford, Hartley, Hemphill, Hutchinson, Lipscomb, Moore, Ochiltree, Altum, Potter, Rendell, Roberts, Sherman and Wheeler. Red flag warning in effect until 7 p.m. Central Daylight Time Monday for the panhandles of Oklahoma and Texas. The National Weather Service in Amarillo has issued a red flag warning, which is in effect until 7 p.m. Central Daylight Time Monday. The fire weather watch is no longer in effect. Areas affected: the Oklahoma and Texas panhandles. Winds: strong north winds of 25 to 35 miles per hour with gusts to 45 miles per hour. Relative humidity, between 10 and 20%. Timing: this afternoon through Monday evening. Impacts: any fires that ignite will spread very rapidly due to the dry conditions and strong winds. Any outdoor burning is discouraged. Do not leave campfires or other open flames unattended. Make sure that any smoking materials are disposed of properly. A red flag warning is issued when critical fire weather conditions are expected or occurring. The combination of strong winds, low relative humidity, and dry fuels will create a significantly elevated fire growth potential.
A high wind warning is in effect from 5 a.m. this morning to 8 p.m. this evening. The National Weather Service in Amarillo has issued a high wind warning, which is in effect from 5 a.m. this morning to 8 p.m. this evening. The wind advisory has been upgraded to a high wind warning. Areas affected: the northern Texas Panhandle. Winds out of the north at 35 to 50 miles per hour with gusts up to 60 miles per hour. Winds could occasionally gust above that, especially into the early to mid-afternoon hours. Timing: from 5 a.m. this morning to 8 p.m. this evening. Impacts: any loose objects outside will be blown around. High-profile vehicles will have difficulty driving on highways or on elevated roadways and bridges. The strong winds will also pick up loose sand and sediment and blow it around. This will create the potential for dust storms to develop. A high wind warning means a hazardous high wind event is expected or occurring. Sustained wind speeds of at least 40 miles per hour or gusts of 58 miles per hour or more can lead to property damage.
The National Weather Service in Amarillo has issued a dust storm warning, which is in effect until 9 p.m. Central Daylight Time this evening. The blowing dust advisory is no longer in effect. Areas affected: all of the Texas Panhandle, including the Amarillo metropolitan area. Timing: until 9 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Winds coming from the north at 40 to 45 miles per hour with gusts up to 65 miles per hour. Visibility down to 0 at times. Impacts: visibilities will suddenly drop, resulting in hazardous driving conditions. If you encounter blowing dust or blowing sand on the roadway, or see it approaching, pull off the road as far as possible, and put your vehicle in park. Turn the lights all the way off, and keep your foot off the brake pedal. Remember, pull aside, stay alive. The following is a dust storm warning for the following counties in Oklahoma: Beckham, Blaine, Carter, Canadian, Caddo, Comanche, Cleveland, Cotton, Custer, Dewey, Ellis, Garfield, Garvin, Grady, Greer, Harmon, Jackson, Jefferson, Kingfisher, Kiowa, Logan, Love, Major, McLean, Murray, Oklahoma, Roger Mills, Stevens, Tillman and Woodward. Dust storm warning in effect until 10 p.m. Central Daylight Time this evening. The National Weather Service in Norman has issued a dust storm warning, which is in effect until 10 p.m. Central Daylight Time this evening. Affected area, west central and southwest Oklahoma, including the Oklahoma City metropolitan area. Timing, until 10 p.m. Central Daylight Time this evening. Winds, north winds of 45 to 50 miles per hour with gusts up to 65 miles per hour. Visibility, down to zero at times. Impacts, visibilities will drop to near zero at times in the blowing dust. If you encounter blowing dust or blowing sand on the roadway, or see it approaching, pull off the road as far as possible, and put your vehicle in park. Turn the lights all the way off, and keep your foot off the brake pedal. Remember, pull aside, stay alive.
Quagmire, you're making a mistake.
Quahog is where you belong.
That's right. And if you won't listen to us, maybe you'll listen to, us. But singing.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the Texas State Emergency Management Agency. The dust storm that has kicked up near the Texas and Oklahoma panhandles is now more dangerous than what was expected. There have been numerous reports stating that the dust cloud is over a mile in height and many miles long. There are reports of this coming in from western Oklahoma as well, indicating the significance of this dust storm. Residents are asked to get indoors immediately. Turn off all ventilation units and seal off any cracks with a damp cloth or a towel to prevent dust from getting in. It is recommended that you wear oxygen masks to prevent inhalation of dust particles. This should be carried out no matter how sealed off your shelter may be. If you are out on the road, get off of it and find a substantial shelter immediately. Inhaling dust and sand particles may cause respiratory problems. If you have a life-threatening emergency, call 911 and authorities will make attempts to reach you as soon as possible. Stay tuned to NOAA Weather Radio and other media outlets for the latest updates and information on this dangerous dust storm.
Sorry, guys. I know those New York Giants jerseys weren't cheap, but I'm staying here, and that's final.
I need your help. I can't fight this forever. I know you're watching. I can feel you out there. Take me high and I'll sing. Oh, you make everything okay, 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 okay. We are one and the same.
Please stand by for an administrative message from the Texas Emergency Management Agency.
Good afternoon. I am a representative from the Texas Emergency Management Agency, here to provide you with some new details on this dangerous dust storm that occurred almost 10 minutes ago. There are numerous roadways across the northern Texas panhandle that are impassable because of large amounts of sand piled up onto the roads almost like if it were snowing. We encourage that you do not travel until all the sand and debris on the roads is cleared up. We also request that all residents living in this area continue to remain indoors, as weather forecasts still indicate that it will remain very windy throughout the remainder of the afternoon into the evening, and this could potentially produce another dust storm. Wear oxygen masks if you own one, or put a wet towel over your face to prevent yourself from breathing in dust and sand particles. If you have a life-threatening emergency, call 911 immediately and we will make every attempt possible to reach your location. That's it for now. Thank you.
Dust storm warning for the following counties in Texas: Bailey, Briscoe, Castro, Childress, Cochran, Cottle, Crosby, Dickens, Floyd, Garza, Hale, Hall, Hockley, King, Kent, Lamb, Lubbock, Lynn, Motley, Palmer, Stonewall, Swisher, Terry and Yoakum. The National Weather Service in Lubbock has issued a dust storm warning, which is in effect until 11 p.m. this evening. Areas affected: the southern Texas Panhandle. Winds from the north at 40 to 50 miles per hour with gusts up to 65 to 70 miles per hour at times. Visibility down to near zero at times and blowing dust. Impacts: this is a particularly dangerous situation as this storm has caused damage and halted traffic in western Oklahoma and the northern Texas Panhandle. You are encouraged to stay in your home and to not venture out on the road as travel will be nearly impossible in the blowing dust. Wear oxygen masks to prevent inhaling dust particles. Call 911 if you have a life-threatening emergency. Stay tuned to NOAA Weather Radio for the latest information and updates concerning this dust storm event.
An administrative message from the State of Texas Emergency Management Agency. After long countless hours, the largest dust storm since the Black Sunday storm in 1935 has finally dissipated. The storm traveled a total of 280 miles, spanned from Amarillo to Oklahoma City, and the dust cloud was approximately 1.4 miles high. Residents living in the Texas Panhandle should continue to stay off the roads as they are still impassable due to dust piling up. Ventilation systems and air conditioners will be allowed to operate again, unless there is dust trapped in them, which should be cleared away before using. Emergency responders are working to rescue anyone stranded in vehicles or in their homes. The National Weather Service offices in Amarillo, Lubbock, and Norman, Oklahoma have canceled all dust storm warnings for the area. Dust storms no longer pose a threat to residents. Thank you, and have a pleasant day. We will now return you to regular programming momentarily.